we are going over what the FOIL method is. So the FOIL method is used to multiply two factors or expressions to create a quadratic equation. So you want to make sure that you have that written down. So the FOIL method, you will use the FOIL method to multiply two factors or expressions together to create a quadratic equation. So FOIL is an acronym, and the F stands for first, the O stands for outer, the I stands for inner, and the L stands for last. So if I give you an example of two different factors that I would like for you to multiply together, let me change this to the same. So n minus 5, I want this to be the same variable. So 4n plus 8. I wanted to have the same variable in both factors. So this method just shows you in what order to multiply the factors in and which factors to multiply first. So if you picture this as having a first factor and a second factor, right? This, you're going to take your first term from the first factor and your first term through the second factor, and you're going to multiply those together. Those are your first terms. So you have n times 4n. And you're multiplying, so that's going to give you 4n squared. So some people think it's like adding and it will be 5n, but that's not right. So make sure you multiply, not add. The second step is to multiply the outer terms. So if you picture this like a house, the outermost terms are going to be this n and then the 8. So you're going to multiply n times 8 and get 8n. The third step is to multiply the innermost terms, which is -5 times 4n. So -5 times 4n is going to give you -20n. And last, you are going to multiply the last terms in each expression. So -5 times 8, -5 times 8. And that will give you -40. So once you have terms that you multiplied for each of these, you're going to combine these together to make a quadratic equation. The first term that you came up with is going to give you the ax squared part of your equation. So you'll put 4n because n can be a variable just like x. These two together you can combine to be bx. So you would literally put plus 8n minus 20n because we're going to combine them because they create the middle term of the quadratic equation. And then lastly, The number without the variable is going to be the c. So then you have 4n squared plus, you combine these two. So that's actually going to be a negative. So I can cross that out. It's going to be a negative 12n minus 40. So this creates a quadratic equation, which is also a trinomial because there are 3 terms. So when you're given the 2 factors, you're going to use the same process, the FOILing method, every single time that you do, you multiply them together to get the quadratic equation. So you want to make sure that you follow these steps and then always remember to combine the outer and the inner terms to get that middle term.